Welcome back, y'all. We're gonna be making a bigger humidor than we did last time. This one's gonna be about 4 feet wide and probably about 6.5 feet tall. It's gonna have 4 compartments, 2 compartments at the top with glass doors, 2 compartments at the bottom with shaker type doors. Now we're unloading the mahogany sheet goods, and then also got Sapelli solid wood. I'm going to use my track saw to cut these down to the proper measurements. And of course, it's only fitting to be smoking a cigar while I'm making a humidor. And sorry for the first part of the video, I didn't have any too much tool background noise. I actually had the radio going in the background and I wasn't thinking about it. And I don't want to take a chance of them hitting me for copyrights violation. So you just get to hear my voice for right now. And we're going to be cutting down 3 of these. And this will be the sides, the dividers, and the leftover will be the shelving inside. Should make quick work of these last couple sheets here. Starting to become beautiful outside this spring weather. These longer days, hopefully y'all enjoying those like I'm enjoying them. I guess I should have sped this part of the video up a little bit more. One of these days I'm actually gonna learn how to edit properly. And here we are cutting these sheet goods down even further to the proper measurements. This is going to be, I'm cutting the bottoms and the tops. And the way I'm going to put these together is I'm going to put some dados down the middle. And this will be used for the separators of the 4 sections. And you'll see in a few now how that's going to come together and make sense for you. And you know, I'm really liking those Jessam stock guides that I've put on my table saw, especially when I'm cutting down the sheet goods. It definitely helps you keep the boards up against the fence of the saw. I definitely recommend those. And here I'm gonna switch out my blades to my Dado stack. Like I said, that's gonna be the joinery for these separators. I know a lot of people don't like switching out their blades to the stack, but I actually prefer it. It really doesn't take that much more time. And once you get them in there, it's definitely more efficient than just trying to hold it all out with just a single blade. I did put a spoil fence on my regular fence because you want to bring that dado blade right up to the fence there, and you definitely don't want to cut into your main fence. And this is just scrap piece of wood. I just want to make sure that I've got it to the correct thickness or whatnot, and I did. So I'm gonna go ahead and first, this is gonna be the dado on the back of the carcass, and this is where the the back of the cabinet's gonna sit inside, and it will sit flush. And this is two of the separators for the separates. This is the horizontal separators, and I cut them both together because I want them to be exactly the same. And this is the bottom of the carcass, and I should be cutting the top of the carcass as well next. And this is the sides of the carcass, and here I'm cutting the dado for those horizontal dividers. And since I doubled up on the thickness of the dividers, I'm cutting, double the size of the dado there. That was one side of the dado, and there's the other side. And this is the two side pieces of the carcass together, and you can see the dado going down the middle for the dividers. And here I am cutting some more dados into the side of the carcass. And at this point, I use my domino to put these mortises on the plywood, and I guess my battery had went dead on my camera and I didn't know it, so I didn't get the footage of using the domino, but I'm pretty sure y'all have seen people use dominoes 100,000 times, so you're not really missing anything. And there you can see the dado at the top. That's for the vertical separator, and then on the sides you can see the horizontals. And after doing the test fit, now I'm going to actually glue it up. Just making sure I got glue in all the mortises. Top glued in. I'm gonna move into the bottom. Put more glue on there. any day now. Cause I wish I'd have sped this video up just a little bit more. And now I'm gonna lean it over on its face so I can put the other side on. Once again, applying some more glue to the mortises. Pushing the dominoes inside the mortises. And now I'm just going to apply some clamps. And I'll leave that to dry for a little while. And what I'm doing here, I'm taking my little block plane and I'm putting a slight chamfer on the inside of that rabbet. Just to help with when I go to put this backer board on here, that be less chance of any tear out or anything. So I'm gonna bring that inside, lay it on there, and then start applying a glue around the rabbet. And once I get the glue on there and I get the backer board in place, then I'll use my pen nailer, more or less just use the pins as clamps. Looky there, that just goes in just like that. Now just make my way around using my pen nailer. And next day, once the glue was all dry, came back and I'm putting this is the horizontal separators, separating the top from the bottom portion of the humidor. Once I get them pulled in, I'm just gonna use my brad nails to make sure they're together. And this is the vertical separators, and I'm cutting them down to size now. Again, I'm loving those stock guides. And now what I'm doing is cutting those vertical separators and cutting them down. Not cutting them in half, but cutting them down to their proper measurements. And I had to use my stop block there so I could get it all lined up perfectly, because I couldn't, my sliding miter saw wouldn't go all the way from one edge to the other. So by using that stop block, you're able to line it up again perfectly. And there again, doubling up on these separators. So I did the first, now I'm doing the second one. And this is the bottom part of the separators going in. This was a super tight fit. You don't know it because I edited this video, but that probably took me 30 to 45 minutes to get that thing all the way in. And I went ahead and put the vertical dividers in as well in the top portion. I just didn't get that on video. And now what I'm doing is I'm putting the solid wood trim on the edge. It's basically my edge banding to cover up the ugly plies of the plywood. And after I pin nailed it on, I went ahead and clamped them up as well. And I did this all the way around. Secured it on with the pin nails, then put the clamps on there. And use my flush cut saw to get the excess trim off that was hanging over the edge. And for these middle dividers, the pieces of trim had to be twice as wide because again, I used double sheets for the dividers. And I'm using the sapelli as cawls to put pressure across those trims. So they're getting some good pressure to hold the wood down. And here I'm putting the last piece on the horizontal section, and again I'll turn those pieces of sapelli vertical and clamp them down over those to apply some even pressure. Since I really couldn't get any clamps to go across the middle part there, so this is just what I had to resort to doing. And now I'm using my flush trim router bit on the inside and outside of that trim to flush everything up. And this is going to be the end of part 1. And part 2 will probably be out in a couple weeks. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, share the video, leave me some comments, some thumbs up. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.